bit later on, Rick Rude, Ravishing One himself, will be in there in a single match. We will also be looking at Jim Neidhart a little bit later on. Brickhouse Brown, a couple of names you may or may not be familiar with, but they will be here on Championship Wrestling today. Big Ox Baker, we met him a week or so ago. He'll be in the ring here today. And later on, the PYT Express will be coming in this way.
For those who are not familiar, that's Norvell Austin and Stagger Lee. Coco, they'll be right here. And it should be a whale of a doggone day of programming right here on Championship Wrestling. Tell you what, let's do. Let's take time out now. Then we'll get Lawler and Idol back in the ring, and we'll be ready to go in just a moment. Big day! In the ring right now, David, and by golly, we're looking for the other half, the best-known half, the King and the Idol, coming in. Lawler and Austin Idol teaming together in this opening bout, and we're ready for the official introduction.
One fall, 10-minute time limit match at a total weight of 443 pounds. On the left of the screen, from Memphis, Tennessee, Keith Roberson and his partner from parts unknown, the Pink Panther, going against him at a total weight of 476 pounds. From Memphis, Tennessee, the King, Jerry Lawler. From Las Vegas, Nevada, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Referee is Jerry Calhoun, I think.
Yeah, he's hidden behind.
Couldn't see him. There he is.
You're getting that ring with guys that size, and it's easy to be hidden, I'll tell you for a fact. Keith Roberson taking off his jacket. The Idol exposing an enormous upper body, and the King is starting out in our opening bout.
King with a couple of words for Pink Panther. I think Pink Panther was moving along the apron, and King wanted to alert the referee to the fact so maybe he could keep him in one place in the corner. Didn't do any good. Pink Panther roaming the apron again. Lawler with a backdrop puts Roberson down on the mat. Roberson climbs back to his feet. Back on the ropes. Lawler pushing Roberson back into the corner. Whip across the way into the turnbuckle. Roberson hits, bounces, and Lawler just leaves him there for a moment.
Keith, a real newcomer in professional wrestling. He has little experience, and he's going to have some more after he finishes today's bout.
Ooh, getting experience right now. Lawler makes the tag, and the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. Idol using the boots. Backbreaker, crossing knee. Roberson left on the mat to make the tag on his partner, and here's the Pink Panther. His first official appearance in the match. Idol wasting no time going to work on him. Ooh, Idol throws Panther right out of the ring, through the ropes, down onto the floor. Idol out there after him, picks him up, slides him back under the ropes, back into the ring. Idol grabs him. And the Pink Panther being spun around in the air and then just dumped on the mat. Idol just threw him about a quarter of the way across the ring. Drops down with the upper arm. Drops again. And the Heartthrob makes the tag on the King. Jerry Lawler back in. 2 minutes gone. Lawler wins the suplex.
Put him on his head, literally.
King makes the tag now on Austin Idol. Pink Panther in trouble.
Lawler and Idol are both really geared up today, Dave. They are flat going after it.
Idol with the Las Vegas leg lock. Lawler standing guard to keep Roberson out of it. Panther had to give it up. Bell sounds, and on submission, it's going to be a victory for Austin Idol. Jerry Lawler as the Las Vegas leg lock wrapped it up for him. Hands raised, and they've got the win. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. The time, 2:47. As the Pink Panther now being helped to his feet by his partner, Keith Roberson, and try to get the feeling back in that left leg, especially as Austin Idol really had the Las Vegas leg lock on there good, and Panther had to give it up. 2:47, again, the time on the match.
Dynamite teaming. They've done very well together, the team of the King and the Idol, and today was no exception. They had it all over the team that they were going. Really no competition for them as they were in there and blitzed through it and got a good decisive win. Lawler protecting the pin, and that, my friend, was it. Let me tell you about a match a lot of the wrestling fans, Dave knows about it, I'm telling you about it, that took place in the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, and it put together the team of Jerry Lawler, and unlikely as his partner, he was his partner, J.J. Dillon was Lawler's partner. In this match, they went against Joe LeDuc and Jimmy Hart. Now, I want you to watch this because you will see that there was a change of partners in there. Let's take a look at what we had. Well, as you saw earlier in there, that was Randy Hales, who unfortunately don't mention sometimes. Randy does a lot of commentary with us down there, and that's who Savage grabbed. Coming in right now, the King and Eddie Marlin, who I thought for a while that Eddie had started his career over again, Eddie. That was a bad situation, and I wish there was more that I personally could have done about it. Just uncalled for.
Let me say a few words before. I mean, you know, I understand Eddie's situation here. As you announced after the match, everybody saw what just took place, and it was, you know, it was a bad situation. Eddie Marlin came down to try to, everything had gotten completely out of hand. Totally. He tried to stop it. Eddie is the promoter. You know, he's in charge around here. I realize that. But Joe LeDuc, he not only knocked Eddie down, but he dropped the, you know, how much does Joe LeDuc weigh? 300 pounds, 312 pounds, dropped that across Eddie's neck 3 or 4 times. And Eddie, after the matches, Eddie suspended Joe LeDuc and said he's never going to wrestle in this area again. Now, you know, all of the fans clapped and everybody cheered, and they're starting to do it again, but, you know, that's all well and good, you know, to a point. I mean, that may satisfy Eddie Marlin, but, you know, as you've seen what Joe LeDuc has done to me in the past, I tried to give him a little bit of it back. He's threatened to break my leg. He tried to break my leg. You saw how he throws you on the table. I hit him in the leg with a chair.
Yes, you did.
You know, then he came back into the match. Now, the way I see it, Joe LeDuc has got the last laugh. I mean, he's like, you know, because he's not able to wrestle in this area, that doesn't mean that he's not able to wrestle at all. He'll just go off someplace else. He'll tell everybody, yeah, I whipped Lawler and I whipped the promoter and they ran me out of the area down there, and he'll be having a big laugh out of it. To me, I think the best thing to do would be to let Joe LeDuc come back, and I promise you this, I'll make a solemn promise that I'll take care of Joe LeDuc for you or for everybody, because I still want to, as far as I'm concerned, I still got a big score to settle with Joe LeDuc, Eddie. That's all I'm asking you. Right now, Joe LeDuc's sitting off somewhere, you know, he's getting a big laugh out of this whole situation.
Well, I can understand your situation, but you have to understand mine. I've got a job to do, and every time I go to the ring and tell a wrestler that he's out of line, he's got to straighten up, or this has got to happen, then I'm not going to go through this every time I go to do my job. So I think the best way to handle a situation like that is just like this big guy here a while back, the Lariat, is to get rid of them out of their territory. We don't need them here. We don't need that type wrestler in this area.
Well, we got a lot of wrestlers in this area that we don't need, if you want to look at it that way, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I don't mind you getting rid of him, but I would just like for you to get rid of him after I'm finished with him. That's all I'm saying. How about letting him come back at least let him come back one time.
If I said, yeah, you can come back, and then what I said Monday night wouldn't mean anything. That guy said Monday night he wasn't going to wrestle here, so the way it stands, he's not going to wrestle.
Let me ask you this. Let me put you on the spot, Eddie. You are the promoter. You're in charge of the wrestling as far as that goes, but all of these people out here and all of those people that are out there watching right now, they're the ones that you need to look out for. They're the ones that you need to please. You have to keep your finger on their pulse and try to determine who they want to see wrestle each other. Isn't that your job? As far as I understand, a promoter's job. All right. Let me do this. I realize you say your mind is set. Could they change your mind? Let me ask you this. Suppose I went around personally down at the Coliseum to the matches with a petition. I'll go to every fan down there this week, and if I get enough names, if they'll sign a petition, would that maybe influence your decision at all?
You really want to put me on the spot.
I really want to put you on the spot, because I want that jerk Joe LeDuc back here at least one more time. That's all I want.
And I want him gone. But I'll say this, Lawler, as it stands right now, Joe LeDuc's not going to wrestle in this area.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot, because I'm gonna start right here today, and this week I'm gonna be right down there. I'm gonna come around to every person's seat personally and get them to sign a petition, and then we'll see if we can get enough names to change your mind. I'm gonna start. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, while Jerry's doing that, we're going to take time out, and we got plenty of wrestling to go, and we'll be back to it in just a moment. Okay, going to be rolling right back into Channel 3's Championship Wrestling here in just one moment. More big action coming up, and we'll get to it. Golly, we got some good action still to go. Hey, I want to tell you about Tuesday night. Boy, the rafter is going to be ringing in there. Two great main event matches. One will have a Southern Tag title match with the fabulous ones, Tommy Wildfire Rich and Eddie Gilbert, going against the PYT, Norvell and Stagger Lee. Now, let me tell you, the only difference is it's a Texas death match, Tommy, and that means falls don't count. You go, brother, until someone can't continue.
Yes, Lance, we got two reasons. We're going for the medal right here, you know, the Southern Tag belts. Yep. But what it amounts to, you know, Coco, Norvell, y'all busted our heads open. You left us led. Texas death match. No time limit, no disqualification. Anything goes, you know, so if we want to stick something down in our tights and bring it down to bust your head, we can do that too. So, Coco, Norvell, be ready. Tuesday night, Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to tear the roof off the building, brother.
Tennant just won't get it, Eddie. You got to hurt him.
That's right, Lance. You know, last week they counted us outside the ring because we was fighting out there with these two guys. This week they can't count us out, guys. You better be ready for a fight because we're coming. These belts mean a lot to us, but your hides mean a little bit more to us.
And they ain't going to stop it over blood either, so y'all better be ready, brother.
Look out for that one, and then watch a strap match. Austin Idol one and Rick Rude the other. Nobody can get away.
You know, I've never been one to abide by any of the rules. I was kicked out of school, and I don't care. I've always done it my way. Rick Rude, you're a big, tough man. You jump people from behind. You beat up women. You really got a lot of guts. Well, you know, this is 12 foot of leather, darling. You slap me around a little bit, but that don't make nothing. It just makes me mad. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. Jimmy Hart, you can't do nothing. You're handcuffed. I'm going to slap that Las Vegas leg lock on you. Take this 12 feet of leather and take this thing and wrap those legs around until I see one thing. Till I see the bone in your leg go bang right to the skin.
Okay, we're ready for action right about now. And in the ring, the contestants. Dave, how about the introduction?
It's going to be one fall, 10-minute time limit match. Over on the right of your screen from Salem, Virginia, 218 pounds, that's Rick McCord. And going against him at 232 pounds from Beverly Hills, California, with his assistant and valet angel, Ravishing Rick Rude. Rude also has Jimmy Hart in his corner. One fall, 10-minute time limit match. Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Angel helping Rick with his hairdo. Now he's got some kind of gripe going. I don't know what. Tell him to get out of the ring, I reckon it is, yeah. Hart holding the rope like the gentleman that he is. Rude saying, hold it, wait a minute. The bell has already sounded, and now Rude is, what's it? Clean your boots.
Yeah, Angel will shine his boots here.
What is this? Rude telling Angel to clean up his boots before he starts the bell has already sounded. And he's over here telling Angel clean the boots, and she doesn't particularly take to the role of being a shoeshine girl right at the moment. Rude, really an overbearing, obnoxious individual. I gotta just tell you that. I don't have to tell you that, you know it. And here he is trying to, well, I admire her for telling him no. And Rude is now being just that, as he is really hollering at Angel about cleaning his boots up. He waited until the bell had sounded, and now he puts on this dramatic effort here to make her get out and clean his boots up. Jimmy Hart doesn't really know exactly what to say about the whole thing. He just, as usual, whatever you want Hart to be, that's what he's going to be. He's got somebody that's making him a little money. And Rude backing Angel into the corner, and referee Jerry Calhoun said, come on, knock it off. Rick McCord comes in. He had all of that he could stand. Rude slams McCord down to the mat. Rick, we haven't seen in some time, from Salem, Virginia. Reverse neck breaker, and Rude turned him over. Rude's got the body and all the potential in the world. He's just obnoxious and arrogant. That's about all you can say for it. Count of 1, 2, 3. He got Rick McCord. He turned him with that reverse neck breaker, Dave, and nailed him.
2:23 the time on the match, but the actual time of the wrestling was less than a minute. It was almost 2 minutes, and Rude over in the corner after the bell sounded.
He's back over there again, Dave, as he is picking up where he left off. He got a good move. Here comes the Idol. He turns him around and starts lashing Rude. Austin Idol, who's had a long-standing beef with Rude, comes flipping in there, nails Rude right in the chops and gets him out of the ring in a hurry. And now Jimmy Hart coming around to Hart trying to get out of the way. Rude coming from behind when Idol isn't looking. Puts a knee in Idol's back and then slams him down, misses the elbow. And the heartthrob coming off the ropes knocks Rude down, and Idol bounces back out of the ring. Rick McCord is up and out of the ring. He was the official opponent for Rick Rude. Rude won it. And Austin staggering around on the floor. He apparently nailed his head, and now Rude slips a belt around Austin's neck. And he's got him tied up to the ring post. Oh, that's great. Spits in his face, slaps him. As Hart holds on to the belt, here comes Lawler. Here comes Harley Davidson and Dutch Mantell. Rude grabs Angel roughly and drags her out of there. As Mantell, Lawler, and Harley are over there trying to get Austin loose. Oh, boy, I'll tell you. Rude slipped that belt right around Idol's neck and tied him up to the ring post while Hart held it. He's down there spitting in his face, slapping him upside the face, and berating him for his interference while he was disciplining Angel. Okay, what was it? Well, you gave the time. It was less than a minute, actually.
Yeah, wrestling less than a minute.
Well, yeah, we got a brand new face coming up, my friend. By golly, we're going to be looking forward to seeing Jim Neidhart, I think, out here in just one moment. We'll be back to that. We're going to be ready to go with our next bout coming up in just a moment. And by the way, we still have some great action coming. We're looking for not Rick Rude. We're looking for Jim Neidhart to get in.
Give me this.
Listen, we have had just about
Let me
enough.
tell you something. It's about time to make a few changes around here. From now on, I'm running this show, Lance. You two fools can take a walk. From now on, we're going to call this the Ravishing Rick Rude Hour, and I'll decide who's going to be on this show. And I got a treat right now for all you filthy dirtball hillbillies. I'm going to enlighten your life with a little bit of class. I'm going to bring out here a real athlete, one of the best. As a matter of fact, the second best athlete in the world next to the Ravishing one, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Jim, tell these people why you're called the Anvil.
How you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Well, they call him the Anvil for a very, very special reason. And it's not because I was a shot putter at UCLA. It's not because of that. And it's not because I was a professional football player with the Dallas Cowboys and the Oakland Raiders. It's not because of that. It's for a very special reason. That is, I am the official world record holder in the 100-pound anvil toss at 22 feet, 5 inches.
Shut up.
There's one very special reason why they do call me the Anvil, Rick, and that is you simply cannot hurt an anvil. You can throw it on the ground, and you can't hurt it. You can stamp on it, and you can't hurt it. You can hurt it,
with a sledgehammer, and you can't hurt it. You can throw a knife into it, and you simply cannot hurt an anvil, and that's why they call me Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Maybe they can understand that, Rick.
I don't know if they can understand it. These people around here, you'll find out, these people are so stupid.
I believe
you've got to drive the point right home.
I
you know
believe
what I mean?
that.
Let's go up there and show them just exactly what you're going to do.
Thank you, Rick.
I think I'll do the commentating from now on, Lance. Hey, what? Hey, look at this. Hey, take a walk.
Boy.
Take a walk, brother.
There's no thing right here.
Okay, we're about ready to go.
No, Lance.
Hey, Rick, look at this little city right here.
You know something, Lance?
Jim Jameson, Jim Neidhart.
You got a fat slob running around here named Austin Idol, who's been spreading all kinds of filthy lies, calling the Robinson one a woman beat. Let me tell you something right now. The only woman I've ever beaten up is the Austin Idol himself. Take a look at Jim the Anvil. He's like a hot knife through butter.
Neidhart is out of Reno, Nevada. Oh, good night.
Jim and I have spent a lot of hours in the gym together. Look at this. What a physical specimen.
He clotheslined Jim Jameson, almost took his head off.
That's it. Got him, yeah.
Slammed him down on the mat.
And take a look at these fools. They don't even appreciate class when they see it.
Despite your first impression, I must tell you that what he is saying is absolutely
Jim,
true
beautiful.
about the anvil at the Calgary Rodeo, one of the biggest
Beat him,
sports
Jim.
spectaculars in the world. Look at here. Slams Jameson over.
That's exactly what I'm going to do to the Austin Egghead.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hey, listen.
I'm sick of these filthy lies that people have been spreading around. Hey,
That's why they make matches. Why don't you wait?
here, Lance,
Look at
when
that.
you look like I look, you don't have to beat women. The only time I beat women is to beat them off for me because they're on me so thick.
Yeah, well, we saw you today up there. in the
That's
ring.
it, Jim. Beat them off.
The anvil, Neidhart, put that 100-pound, imagine that,
No,
a
Jim.
100-pound anvil, he put 22 feet 5 inches.
Yeah. Hey, let me
There's
ask you
that
this,
killer
Lance.
power
Where's the
slam.
Austin Egghead right now? Where's the Austin Egghead?
Did he break the count? Hey, listen, you settled your
can't
differences
believe
with him. He broke it at the 2 count.
Do it, Jimmy.
Now he's got Jim Jameson. He slams
Hurt him,
him
Jim,
down
hurt him.
again. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
2,
That's it.
3.
I can't believe. Look at the competition around here. Look at the Hey, wait a
Here
minute.
comes Austin Idol. Right over the desk, he hurdles and nails Rick Rude down on the ground. He's asking where Idol is. There he is. Neidhart comes over. Why don't you break it off and leave them to go at it? Here comes Lawler, Harley Davidson, Dutch Mantel. It's Austin Idol going after Rick Rude, then Neidhart comes over. Oh, no. Coming in, the PYT Express. Stagger and Norvell Austin, Keith Roberson. They're pulling Rude out of there, and they got Idol out. Maybe they get this thing broken up before we break up everything else. Rude breaks loose, starts back at Idol. Idol slams him down on the desk. Now they're grabbing Rude again at Idol. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get them separated. I believe we just broke a chair, friends. And Idol going after Rude. Oh, boy. And lost in the entire thing is poor Jim Jameson, who was just annihilated by Jim Neidhart, Jim the Anvil. They're helping him out of there. Austin Idol came in to help Jameson out. Well, he really came in to get Rick Rude. I guess we'll tell it the way it is. And he jumped over the table, nailed Rude. answering the question, where is Austin Idol? We're going to take time out, get things organized, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, back to the big action here in just a moment. I haven't got much time to waste, so let me get into it right now. Take this down. Tonight, Fort Knox, right there at Sadowski Fieldhouse. The Fabulous One's going to be right there. Also, Harley-Davidson. There'll be a handicap match, a battle royal, all happening right at Fort Knox. Wednesday, April the 18th, Winslow, Indiana, at the Community Center. Tickets on sale right now. Two titles. Other one, because that one is just a minute 35. Coming back out here is Jimmy Hart.
Stupid match like this. This is Ox Baker, the greatest professional wrestler in the world today, baby. And we've got Dutch Mantell, Ox.
Who's Dutch Mantell, anyway?
Jerry Lawler's best friend, baby. His best friend.
You know, first of all, I've got to thank Jimmy out here. I did not know there was a smorgasbord of bodies that I can beat up on. You know, Jerry Lawler thinks he's real clever. He's sending a friend of his out here instead of bringing his ugly body out there. Well, I want to tell you, Lawler, I don't care if you got 5 friends or 100 friends or a dirty old woman for me to beat up on. I'll beat them up one at a time, and sooner or later, I don't care where you're hiding at. I don't care if you're at home doing dishes with your wife. You're going to have to come and face Ox Baker one of these times, and I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. They're going to carry your body out of the ring, because Jimmy Hart spent a lot of money to bring me here to beat you up, Jerry Lawler. And if I have to beat your friends up first, that's exactly what I'll do. And then Jimmy...
Dutch Mantell, baby.
Yeah, you may have a little more trouble than it is to say it. The Dutchman will be the opponent of Ox Baker in here, and Baker right away across the ring and starts slapping Dutch around. Dutch doesn't take to that, and we've got action started. Jimmy Hart jumps up from behind, nails Dutch. Dutch pounds Hart one. And here comes Baker grabbing a hold of Dutch. He drops that elbow. This guy goes over 300 pounds. He is mammoth. Legendary. He of the Hart punch. And he is just clubbing Dutch Mantell. Ox Baker out of Missouri. Jimmy Hart over joining up as he stomps away. The referee thrown down. That should be a disqualification. Here comes Brickhouse. Here comes the King. And Baker rolls out of the ring.
There's one less friend, Lawler. One less friend.
We never really even had an opportunity to get it started, Dave, so there's not going to be any official match on that.
No match at all.
Dutch Mantell was accosted by Ox Baker. Then Hart comes in and jumps up and hits Dutch in the middle of the back. Dutch naturally took after Hart, slamming away on him when Ox Baker comes over and gets him from behind. And boy, this Baker is so big. Yeah. He dropped those arms and elbows on him.
Baker weighs in about 330. He's huge, and with Hart in there jumping Dutch from behind, and that allowed Baker to get around behind Dutch Mantell, and
you seldom see the Dutchman get in a position where he is bounced by a couple of guys. Hart and Baker did it right then. Baker has been called many times by many people as the meanest man in professional wrestling, and I have a suspicion he may not have heard the last of Dutch Mantell.
I think you're right.
Dutchman has a way of getting even, friend, even if it's going to the whip. We're going to take time out. We got the Fabulous Ones special we'll be looking at a little bit later on. We got the PYT Express. Whole bunch of it still to go. Don't you dare go away. Back in a moment. Hey, that's the Fabulous Ones. Let's take a look at some action with the Fabulous Ones. And of course we're talking about Norvell Austin and Stagger Lee. We're going to be seeing him in action in just a moment. Jimmy Hart out with him.
with you, man? What's wrong with this fight? What's wrong with you? Get on in the back of the bus. What's wrong with you, baby? You know, Tommy Rich was out here. His head looked like a lampshade. Right, dog? I just want to say one thing, baby. We are going to be the next tag team champion. See, Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert, they don't even know what a Texas Tornado Death Match is. But sooner or later, dog, they're going to find out.
They'll know.
That's right, baby. They'll know.
For the real deal. This is all for all the big marbles. We're going to see whether you guys are men or boys. But I'm going to answer that question right now. You're a couple of boys. You should have been born girls. You missed your calling card. We're going to see, baby, when we get in the ring with you, a Texas Death Match is not nothing to play with. And I'm going to tell you one thing. We vow right now, up and down, that we're going to kick y'all's hand from left to right, all over that ring. So get ready and bring it on down, because the Stag and Norvell mean big business for big money with a guy like Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart back in the family again, baby. And Lance Russell, you can have this mic, and you know what you can do with it?
Hey, listen, why don't you just get
Together agreed. It cost me a lot of money to sign these two guys right here, but baby, once a family member, always a family member. You know, Tommy Rich, I've got a score to settle, baby. You know, it cost me a lot of money by getting rid of my fabulous ones. But you see, Dream Machine's gone now. He's gone forever. He can't make me no more money, and I've got my new team. It's going to make me a pot full of money, baby. The PYT Express. Bring them all on, baby.
With them going back with you, Jimmy, all I can tell you is they deserve anything they get.
Across the ring. Now, PYT, both with a folding metal chair, they climb back in there. So it's going to be 4 against 2. PYT and 2 chairs. Okay. Yeah. Disqualification. Out of the ring goes the PYT Express, and the fabulous ones come in here. That gets rid of the chairs and evens it up.
It took 4 of them to run them out of the ring. It took 4 of them to run them out of the ring.
You wouldn't have any hesitation about using cold.
I wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I sure do too, Jim.
PYT disqualified.
You had your wrestling time.
When they took the chairs in there, the referee stopped it right there and said, we're not going to have that. You are disqualified. The winners.
Lance Russell, you see what I mean? They jumped us in the ring last night. They jumped us in the ring.
Yeah.
They always jump us in the ring. They jumped us on the backside. If we didn't want to play their cards, we could play them a little bit better.
Tommy Rich, Norvell, Stagger, and Eddie Gilbert. PYT Express takes to the trails as they get it out of here. The Wildfire and Eddie Gilbert. They were ready to do battle right then and there, my friend. Dave, we better take time out. We'll come back and have a little more wrestling rap in just a moment. I have told you, Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens, by golly, 2 great main event actions along with a whole full big card of action coming up to Louisville in there. One of the bouts, a Southern Tag Team title match. Texas Death Rules. Falls don't count. Go till somebody's hurt. And we're talking about the PYT Express, Norvell and Stagger, going against the team of the fabulous ones, Tommy and Eddie.
You know what a great night. This will definitely be the greatest night of my life. First of all, in my men mixed woman match, I'm going to knock that woman's teeth out. You can bank on that. And now here are my main men, baby, right here, the PYT Express.
You know one thing, Lance Russell, I want to say something. Tommy Rich, you never been in a Texas Death Match, either you, Eddie Gilbert. But you know what? The party just now began. The fighting is now started right there in Louisville, Kentucky. Because we want those belts. And that was an easy way out for you boys to get us out on the floor so the referee could count us both out. But I'm telling you now, baby, we are coming after those belts. And you might as well polish them belts up real good.
Not going to be stopped.
Exactly right, boys. We're coming out meeting business because this is the roughest match you will ever have in your life. And when you get through and when it's all over, you'll never want another match with the PYT again. I guarantee you that.
Texas Death, we'll want to see it. Jimmy Hart's going to be handcuffed to a ring post while Rick Rude is on the end of a strap with Austin Idol.
Lance, you know I hate Louisville, Kentucky, and I hate the thought of being bound at the wrist like some kind of wild animal.
Can't get away.
But if that's what I have to do to get that lion pig off my back, you better believe it. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, you know,
That's
12
right,
feet
Russell.
separates them, and nobody gets away. You're going to be handcuffed to the ring post.
You're right. You know why I'm scared? I'll tell you why. Because if Rick can't get the job done, then Austin Idol will have me in a handcuff, and you know what he'll do to me, baby? The blood will be flowing. But I believe in Rick Rude, and I believe in Jimmy Hart, and I promise you this, we're going to get the job done right there in Louisville. You can bank on it, baby.
Tuesday night is when you'll see it at the Louisville Gardens, and let me tell you, my friend, that is one night you don't want to miss. Why don't you make your plans to be out there and be there? Those two chairs in the ring brought it to an indecisive conclusion. Disqualification took care of that action with a PYT Express. I think it was simply a matter they just saw that they were getting the stew kicked around out of them. They reached down and got a couple of chairs, and the referee said, you're not going to do that legally while the match is going on. Listen, we saw Omar Atlas, who was back with us today. First time in a long time. Quite some time. Saw a new guy, Jim Neidhart. Wow. Yeah. I was impressed, man.
I was, too. He's big.
He was going against poor Jim Jameson, and Neidhart, they call him the Anvil. And that's because he holds the world's 100-pound anvil record throw, which he set up at the Calgary Stampede, that big rodeo up there. Some of the slams that this guy put on, and that one clothesline he hit Jameson, his feet just looked like they were on an elastic bench. Lifted right up. Yeah. Ooh, boy, he's a big, rugged guy. Let's look at some of that action in there, and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's Neidhart.
That's Neidhart on the right there, yeah. And, you know, Neidhart is not all that tall, but that sucker is so thick and so stocky. Watch this. Wham! Slams him down right there at the back count of 1, 2, 3. Now, here's something interesting that happened. This kind of got us involved, or at least it got us uninvolved, because we got out of the... We're sitting over there peacefully at the table. Austin Idol comes after Rick Rude, in case you didn't get to see the earlier part of it. He slammed Rude back down on that floor and was having a time with him until Neidhart came up from behind and jumped in on him. Neidhart and Rude, by the way, are friends, and Neidhart is over to help out. But then the King came roaring in, Harley Davidson came in, and Dutch Mantel. And that wasn't the end of it, because then Hart goes out and gets the PYT Express. Norvell and Stagger come flying in, and all in all, it was quite a... If you missed it, get here earlier next week.
Be with us.
Yes, on time when we start. You never know what you're going to miss when you get here.
They would have also missed, pardon me, Lawler and Idol defeating Keith Roberson and Pink Panther. What an opening match we had. Then Rick Rude in here against Rick McCord. Actual wrestling time less than a minute as Rick Rude got the win. Jim...
We're right along ringside, ready to go with another big week of championship wrestling. And